In today's episode of The Bugs, Buzz, and Beyond, we're diving into a creature that looks like a fuzzy tube with legs, eats like a tiny salad bar on wheels, and somehow turns into a flying work of art. Yes, today's topic is, why is it called caterpillar? Let's start with the name itself, because caterpillar sounds cute and harmless. Until you realize farmers sometimes call them tiny leaf-eating monsters. The word caterpillar comes from the old French word caterpillos, which roughly means hairy cat. Yes, hairy cat. Imagine medieval people seeing a fuzzy green worm and deciding, yes, this is clearly a leaf cat. Over time, caterpillars traveled into Middle English as caterpell and eventually evolved into the word caterpillar. Languages change, words mutate, and suddenly a medieval fuzzy leaf noodle gets a globally recognized name. So no, caterpillars are not related to cats, and they definitely do not purr. But they do sometimes look like tiny plush toys that survived a leaf buffet apocalypse. Scientifically speaking, a caterpillar is the larval stage of a butterfly or moth. In simpler terms, it's the teenage phase before they become dramatic winged adults. Think of a caterpillar as the loading screen before the butterfly upgrade. They hatch from eggs and immediately begin eating like there is no tomorrow, because biologically, their only job in life is to eat, grow, and avoid becoming someone else's lunch. Caterpillars may look like squishy tubes with legs, but their design is actually a masterpiece of evolution. They have tiny suction cup-like feet called prolegs that help them cling to leaves and branches. Many species have bright warning colors that signal predators that they might be toxic. The most fascinating part of a caterpillar's life is metamorphosis. When it forms a chrysalis, it doesn't just grow wings and call it a day. Inside, the caterpillar's body breaks down into a kind of biological soup, and its tissues reorganize into a butterfly or moth. It is less like puberty and more like uninstalling one creature and installing another. Even more mind-blowing is the fact that some of the caterpillar's brain cells survive the transformation, meaning butterflies might retain memories from their caterpillar days. Imagine remembering every leaf you ever ate. Caterpillars may seem like tiny eating machines, but they are ecological VIPs. They are a major food source for birds, reptiles, and other insects, making them a critical link in many food chains. As adults, they become butterflies and moths, which help pollinate plants and support ecosystems. They also help control plant populations by feeding on leaves, preventing certain plants from completely dominating an area. In many ways, caterpillars are like interns in nature, underappreciated, constantly working, and absolutely essential. The name caterpillar may have started as hairy cat, but it accidentally became poetic. Caterpillars are soft, curious, slow-moving creatures that explore the world by tasting everything in sight. They symbolize transformation, patience, and one of the most dramatic glow-up stories in nature. From a leaf-eating noodle to a flying piece of art, that is one of the greatest upgrades in the animal kingdom. Not bad for a creature whose name basically means fuzzy leaf cat. Now, it's time to see how much you've learned from today's episode. We've got 3 fun trivia questions coming up. Ready? Let's start. Question 1. Where does the word caterpillar originally come from? A. Latin for leaf eater. B. Old French meaning hairy cat. C. Greek for tiny dragon. D. Spanish for little worm. The correct answer is B. Old French, meaning hairy cat. The word evolved from caterpillos, which described a fuzzy, cat-like creature. Clearly, medieval people were very imaginative. Let's try another question. Question 2. What happens to a caterpillar's body during metamorphosis? A. It grows wings without changing its body. B. It freezes and wakes up later. C. Its body breaks down and reorganizes into a butterfly. D. It simply sheds its skin and flies. The correct answer is C. Its body breaks down and reorganizes into a butterfly. Inside the chrysalis, the caterpillar's tissues transform into a completely new body plan, one of the most extreme makeovers in nature. Let's move on to the last question for this episode. Question 3. Why are caterpillars important to ecosystems? A. They clean the air. B. They produce honey. C. They are major food sources and future pollinators. D. They control the weather. The correct answer is C. They are major food sources and future pollinators. Caterpillars feed many animals, and their adult forms, moths and butterflies, help pollinate plants, making them crucial for healthy ecosystems. Great job if you got all 3 questions correct. If you missed any, don't worry. You've just learned some fascinating facts about these amazing little leaf-loving glow-up legends. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution.